Welcome back, everybody, to the Work and Talk podcast, the podcast for tradespeople by tradespeople. And I'm super excited for today's episode. Not only are we doing it live, but we're here in Las Vegas at RE Plus with our partners. And I'm super excited to introduce you guys and share the story of Casey. You may know him as the Solar Beast. And I'm just super excited to have the opportunity to have him here, get to meet him finally. It's been years in the making. But the simple fact that he gets to be here to share his story, I think this one's going to hit the books. So I appreciate you coming by, brother.
Absolutely, man.
So you want to start off by telling everybody what we're doing here, what are you doing at RE Plus, and just give a little bit about your background, what got you into solar.
Absolutely. Well, first off, thanks for having me on the show.
Always.
Definitely appreciate it. And I'm in RE Plus with Solidec primarily. They make junction boxes for solar, and I run their social medias for them. And secondarily, I'm here for myself too. I'm an influencer on the media, and I just motivate people to work on homes like they own them and do high quality work. And here networking, meeting people that I've talked to for years and years, getting to shake their hand. It's surreal. And shout out to Solidec for just bringing me out here for sure. Definitely.
I love that. And I don't think a lot of people understand how long you've been on social media, because I know the page rebooted, but you were a big part of my experience when I came into solar. I'm going to be honest. The three guys with Solar Goat, Solar Beast You, and Solar Slayer.
Yep.
Those were the three biggest pages, especially when I was the new contractor coming in. I really looked up to you guys. But what I appreciate about you that was so different was I started my health routine because of you. You would always show your workouts. I remember I would wake up at 6 o'clock, get ready for work, and I thought I was killing it. And I looked at your page and you already finished the workout. I'm like, this freaking guy. I'm like, dang it. And then one of the days that I remember that really disappointed me was I was on the treadmill. I was working out. I got a little good pump going. And then I went to tag you and I was like, oh no. And then that's when the first time with the page, and then I was like, man. But we never got to connect then.
Yeah.
So then when you started back up, that's when I was like, I can't lose the opportunity on meeting this guy. And that's when we started connecting again. So that's where my motivation came from. Like, you really were a big part of that, and it kept me going. So I really appreciate you, because I love how you tied that discipline with the work ethic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because a lot of people want to just show work.
Yeah.
And anybody can throw something up. Anybody can be an installer, what we say.
Yeah.
But when you have that discipline, when you have that drive, and then throw that work on it, it's a whole nother respect you have for it. True or not?
Yeah, really, to get methodical with things. Exactly.
So where did all that come from? Like, how did you just start that? Like, tell us your journey on, because there's great guys out there. We always joke around. There's guys who've been doing this for 30 years, but they got the gut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's guys out there who do amazing work, amazing contractors, but they may be slacking in their physical health.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
With solar, it's such a physical task.
Yeah.
So why did you start that page? Why did you start with that motivation? Why did you start with all of these things? Sir? Sorry. Appreciate you. So why did you start all this journey and started highlighting that rather than just showing your work? Is there any backstory to that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, last 420, I just hit 12 years clean when I got my life together and got things focused. Health and fitness really just kind of kept me out of trouble, kept me focused. That kind of came I've always been an OCD kind of guy. So I OCD'd about the workout for quite a bit of time. And then when I got involved in the solar, I really enjoyed that. So the solar kind of became more of the content. And I also just have realized you have to take care of your body in this industry to be able to last long. I know that I'm going to be working. I don't have, anything to sit back on. I'm definitely going to be working until I'm 50. So we really have to oil our machines and take care of ourselves, because we're out here beating ourselves up 24/7.
So sorry.
Good.
That's Wade.
Good. Ain't no problem.
Yeah, don't worry. We can
No
talk
problem.
about it.
You're good. Ain't no problem.
He's for the tables. Yeah.
You good. Ain't no problem.
Perfect. So, all right, let's go. You want to do that one over?
Yeah. You're good. Ain't no problem. So basically, 420, I just hit 12 years clean. And I got really into working out when I got clean. It kept me focused with work. And once work became more of my life, I realized that you just had to take care of the machine that we're beating down on our bodies. I know that I'm going to be out here on the roofs till, probably almost 50 years old. So I know I got to take care of myself. I got to oil myself. I got to oil my knees. I got to oil my elbows. I got to take care of my body. And I just also like to be able to protect my loved ones too. I've always been a protector in my mind. So I know that you gotta stay fit. You gotta stay focused. And I've seen it really help my work out a lot. I came into this industry really fit, and I saw how much it helped me work really good on the roofs, be able to handle steep pitches, be able to carry things up and down ladders. And I always let people know in this industry, if you are looking to proceed and do well in blue collar industry, you gotta definitely take care of your health and fitness.
Yeah.
It will really put you a step of everyone else if you're in good shape.
And I think that's super important. And what I love about what you just said is you saw the longevity. You said, I'm doing this till I'm 50. So how can I be in the best position to keep doing this till 50?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Not worrying about it when the problems come, trying to maintenance before.
And then there's a lot of, and this is the crazy part where when it comes to the next generation or people who are already in the trades, I tell everybody, the best thing to do is just start something. Start the habit, start the routine. But when you start that routine, you want to make sure whatever you're doing, you want to do it. You don't want to half-ass anything.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So if you're going to start coming into work, if you're going to start doing this, I say jump in. But as you're in it, you want to make sure you're doing everything you can to make sure you do the best to it. That comes to this next generation, that comes to the current generation, where a lot of guys will be like, true or not, why do you need knee pads? Yeah. Just one example, right? One person goes, just eat gas station food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're always focused on just work.
Yeah.
When I feel like a big part of blue collar, like you said, especially when it comes to the athleticism of it, there's so many other things that complement us as electricians, as solar, that's going to help us do our job better if we take care of these other things. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, I agree.
What would you say for someone who's coming into solar, coming into electrical, coming into blue collar? And once again, we understand, hey, jumping is the best thing to do. But if they're going to make this their career for 20 or 30 years, how do they go about it of adding these things to their life if they have nowhere to go?
Yeah, because, most people try to present a routine that's not sustainable for our everyday life. I take things to the extreme. I'm not going to sit there and say everybody else should take
like,
things
why aren't you up at 4 a.m.?
Why aren't you up at 2:30? That's why I would never put like an ebook out. Like, yeah, wake up at 2:30 in the morning. That's not sustainable. What I would suggest for people that are in the blue collar industry, I know we have long 12-hour, 13-hour days. So getting to a gym, that might be hard. I suggest buying one piece of workout equipment each month. So that way, when you get home, you save yourself that 20 minutes of traveling to the gym. You can just get to it, get focused, and get it done. And that really helped me out. During COVID, when COVID really hit, the gyms shut down, I bought one piece of workout equipment like each week, and it just added up until I had a whole gym. And it was a very partial investment, but at the end of the day, gym memberships, they will add up to that.
And what I love about that also is a lot of people don't recognize, like, the work we do is physical.
Yeah.
So like a solar panel, 30 to 50 pounds they can range from, right?
Yes. And
one arm
keep getting bigger.
One arm typically going up a ladder. So you start throwing weights around, that 30, 50 becomes more reasonable.
Yeah.
You can handle that, which means you're not struggling at the same time focusing on a ladder. Yeah. You can be like cake.
Yeah. So you're more safe.
So now you're actually becoming more safe because your body's adapting to it.
For sure.
Not only that, like a lot of people talk about in electrical, everything's overhead, so shoulders. When it comes to just working out, we understand, like you said, someone coming in maybe go like, okay, I get it, working out. What has that done for you in your personal life, work life, understanding where discipline comes in? Because I feel like that's a big disconnect for a lot of people. You already touched on longevity, 20 to 30 years, but now I want to touch on discipline and how that affects personal life and work.
That's why my motto that I've created when I've started working is 100, never 99. I created that when I changed my life many years ago. I do everything in my life to the best of my ability. I don't leave a nut or bolt untightened on a job. I'll think about it all night long. I do everything to my max ability. I think that people just should start taking pride in what they do, and slowly, when you buy a home, you do more understand how it is to work on a home. It took me that really to understand quality and things like that, where people are watching you on their home or things like that. Why is this guy watching me? But, he's not buying a newspaper. He's spending $30K on solar installation. So obviously he should watch you.
He should. Yeah. You would be like, why?
Yeah. When I was younger, I was like, why is this guy? He's a watcher. Well, we got to watch her. We got to watch her. But then after I bought a $400,000 home, I said to myself, no wonder he's watching. That's his investment. That's his everything. It makes sense.
And the more we look into the industry, and once again, that's one of the things that we argue with is like, as contractors, I'm always telling us we can do better. Hey, clean yourself up. You're working on someone's house. That's where they have raised their family, their kids, right?
Yeah.
Like if somebody showed up to your house and they were like, hey, bro, I'm going to do this. You'll be like, nah, I'm good. Or your kids are inside and you got your crews cursing up a storm on the front lawn.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
You have to present
and
yourself.
Then you're throwing a $30,000 system. You're like, what am I actually paying for right now?
Yeah.
It gets you to question. So that's what I love about this topic, like the discipline and all these different things. It's because it's helping us as the installer, either or as the EPC, the contractor, to understand like, hey, it's not just about the system. How are we presenting ourselves? How are we communicating with the customer? How are we representing the company? Because the sad part about with solar, with a lot of things that's going on, we're seeing a lot of fails. We're seeing a lot of reworks. There's companies opening up O&M divisions just to help out with the demand, when all of this stuff should have been done the right way the first time.
Absolutely.
Instead of just putting Band-Aids on it.
Yeah.
And now we're getting a tougher reputation when it comes to the industry. So with that in mind, I love how you talked about the longevity. I love how you talked about having that discipline. When it comes to the physical work of solar, what's your take on it? Where is it turning? How have you noticed the shift? What should be the primary focus in your experience?
Of what you should be training for physically?
Not just physically, but the industry as a whole. Where's solar going? Especially with what those bad habits of those bad contractors that we see, and where solar's turning to now.
Definitely, I think solar, in my mind, when I've experienced working on systems, when I've experienced fixing bad installations, bad work, I have come to the conclusion that solar is not leasable. Solar should not be leased. I understand there could be good leases coming out in the future, but when somebody sells you a lease, they're just looking at a signature and a cash and a pay, and they're not looking at anything long. Now, those panels might come off your house and they might sit in the backyard for a year and a half. They might not even get put back up. So I think you have to be very smart with who you deal with. There's a lot of people out there giving solar a bad name, but you can't get swindled into anything at all.
Yeah. And as a contractor, as an electrician, what are we to do now? Now that we have discipline, now that we have vision, how should we care for that install?
You should work for companies or work for yourself that only care and do the quality work. Only use material you believe in. Don't scam people. Don't have you go out and put solar on a roof that's going to be done in 5 years, and then you're going to be back out there getting a reinstallation.
Like you just said, to get that signature.
To get that signature.
When you're like, yep.
Then they're going to be back in another 5 years to get another one. Have somebody take care of
or you start walking on that roof and it's a sponge, and you're like, whoa.
And they're like, install on it anyway. No, we need to properly take care of this guy. You're putting weight on top of a house. God forbid things don't happen, but they could. Something could fall.
And that's what I love, and that's why I wanted to blend the two, because you're a perfect example of what vision and discipline, how that can affect your life and at work. And now we're tying that here at RE Plus with the solar industry. I keep telling we need more leaders, we need more vision, we need more people who are disciplined in this industry to keep pushing what solar really has to offer.
Yeah.
Because we have the pushy sales guys.
Yep.
We have these guys who are over-promising, under-delivering. How many times have I gone to a site and then they said they promised me a service upgrade? So now it's like, what are we doing? How are we going to address this? Because now the homeowner was promised one thing, or the sales guy promised something, and the company's like, what are you talking about? We're not doing that. So that's why I love your example, bro. And you genuinely are leaving that excellent example, especially in our industry, which we don't have that many voices in it. So with that in mind, where do you see the future of solar? What's your play in it? How do you want to incentivize the new ones coming into the trade?
The new people coming into the trade, and this is for just not in solar in general. I think like this is for just generally trade work. The new people coming into the trade need to realize a trade industry, you can make yourself some serious money. And if you focus and work hard, if you're not somebody who's, you know, you do have to go to school to get licenses, to go to certifications. But if you're not somebody who wants to do books, college, I would seriously look into the trades. And you have to realize that the trade world's small. Your work reputation follows you. So if you start it right, it will take you to where you want to go. You have to do everything correct. Like I say, 100, never 99. You have to do things the correct way.
I love that. I love that. And I appreciate that because once again, like what we talked about, people come in, they jump in, they don't think of the vision aspect and key things of it. And then everything now becomes a snowball effect because they didn't think of this job as a 20, 30-year career. They just went onto the roof. You know, they didn't care about their physical health, or they started kneeling down and now their knees are blown out, 10 years in. So I like that. I like that, especially for the ones coming in to look for the education side, the training side, the certification side, because at the end of the day, that's going to be, once again, another bonus for you.
Yeah.
It's not going to help the company. Will it benefit the company? Yes. But it's just like working out. That benefits you. Of course, it's going to help at your work.
Right.
But at number one, it's going to help you.
Yes, and you have to think about you. And
I like that.
You have to think about you. And I'm not saying do bad work for companies at all, but you have to realize if you're not progressing in life, you have to think about things. Because being comfortable, I understand it's good, but you have to realize where you need to go and you have to keep pushing yourself to get there because time rolls real quick and we don't stay young forever. You have to go after it.
I love that because that blanket at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's comfortable, bro.
Yeah, that's
that blanket at 5 o'clock in the winter,
that's comfortable.
That's holding you down.
Yeah, that's comfortable.
And then you're like, no, I got to do that.
But then also too, you think about walking on a beach with a 6-pack at 30 years old. That's comfortable.
Yeah.
By the way, you look fucking great. You've lost a lot of weight. This man looks great. Yep.
I've been, bro, literally keeping up with you guys. I know I've been tagging you guys. I feel like as a whole, industry-wise, solar-wise, electrical-wise, the industry is changing. And a lot of people are talking more about value.
Yeah.
Like it's no longer impressive just to show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm at work.
Okay.
Good boy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I got my first review. Good boy. That should have been like a pattern by now,
Absolutely.
right? Now we're coming into an industry where it's like, hey, anyone's getting licensed. Anybody could be a professional. Anybody can be a contractor. Anybody can do an install and post about it. But who are you after that post? Who are you as a person, right?
Yes.
Right before we were talking about that, we're talking about, karma. We're talking about, hey, just do right by people. The lack of character is starting to be exposed, I think, like industry-wide. And we just want to make sure we have more people. We have more people recognizing, hey, work is work. But who you are as an individual is going to complement that tremendously. What do you think about that? Because, back in the day, not even with solar, you got the solar bros, the sale bros.
Yep.
You had the get or done type mentality where I've been doing this for 30 years and I feel like that doesn't have the same weight anymore.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I've been doing this for 30 years and then you're like, and?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you think about that? And especially, once again, it ties back into the vision. If you're new into the trade, you're coming in and you just want to say, oh, look at this. Like, what's something you can help them keep in mind to sum it up their career, basically?
Got to have a balanced work life and pleasure and family. That helps a lot. That'll help you stay who you are. You can't get lost at work. You got to have your ones at home. Shout out to my lady at home. You got to have the people that you work hard for, the people that make it all worth it in the end. And I think that's why I post a little bit of my personal life because, I like to show I'm a real person. I like to show I have feelings. I like to show I have a heart. I like to show
there's hardship.
My side. Exactly. That helps. People go through things and it's normal. You got to have a balance of work life, and you really need to find something that you feel as though you like doing every day.
I love that.
That's really hard with it too. People that get up and hate their job, you're not going to want to do the most quality work. Me, I've never once got up and not wanted to go do solar. I get up every single day and I'm like, this is fun. I don't get up and say, I'm going to work. I get up and say, honestly, I'm going to have some fun today. So I enjoy this stuff every single day.
What I love about you is you touch so many different things, and I think it sums up basically why you are the leader you are today. You talked about vision. You talked about discipline. You talked about enjoying what you do. You talked about having character. Bro, I'm truly impressed.
I appreciate you having me on. Definitely.
And I can't wait to see what more you do. I can't wait to see what you're doing upstairs later on with RE, with Solar Deck. And just overall, there's a long time coming. So I really appreciate you, brother.
Thank you for having me on here, Will.
Always.
Shout out Energizer.
You want to tell anybody how they can find you, find your content, find your page, and what you're doing with Solar Deck to give them some traffic?
Absolutely. You can check me out at _solar_beast. And you can also check me out at Solar Deck. They make the best junction boxes for solar, all steel and USA made. And definitely check out Energizer. Wilson, you're the man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you guys.
Be safe.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much, man.
Always, always.
Seriously.